Welcome to the HyperX Academy. In this tutorial, we'll be exploring analysis properties in HyperX. Analysis properties are one of three key property types assigned to zones or joints used to define the problem in HyperX. Each zone is assigned the specified failure criteria that drive sizing and right margins of safety. Analysis properties define the failure criteria used to drive sizing and analysis workflows. These properties allow users to toggle analysis criteria on or off to reflect design and program requirements and assign those selections to corresponding zones. Analysis properties are stored in the Analyses node on the property tree, making them reusable across projects. Analysis properties are collections of failure modes, and failure modes are a collection of similar analysis methods, their state, and their respective factors and settings. Failure modes are stored in the property tree and can be included in multiple analysis properties as needed. Each failure mode contains multiple analysis methods with configurable settings. Users can tailor these settings to match their specified analysis requirements. For example, this is the panel buckling failure mode, which is populated with all the panel buckling analyses native to HyperX. Notice that methods can be turned on or off. Also notice that for each method, users can set a required margin of safety, as well as select whether that method is run for limit or ultimate load conditions. There are also settings for each individual method as applicable. In this example, clicking on the buckling energy solution method reveals additional settings, such as boundary conditions, that apply only to that method. For more information on the methods in each failure mode, click on the I to reveal method explanations, and a link to the relevant formal methods documentation. Failure modes are collected into analysis properties, which are then assigned to zones. There are three types of analysis properties based on the zone type that can be assigned to, either panel, beam, or joint analysis properties. Panel analysis properties define failure criteria for 2D zones composed of shell elements. Before a panel can be analyzed or sized, an appropriate panel analysis property must be assigned. Applicable failure modes for panels include crippling, geometry, local buckling and panel buckling, sandwich, stiffener buckling, stiffener skin bondage strength, stiffness, strength for composite laminate and composite ply, strength for metal, and temperature. Beam analysis properties define failure criteria for 1D zones composed of bar elements. Like panels, beams require a corresponding analysis property for evaluation. Failure modes for beams include beam buckling, crippling, local buckling, stiffness, strength for composite laminate and composite ply, strength for metal, and temperature. Joint analysis properties define failure criteria for joints, such as fastener and bonded connections. Failure modes for joints includes bonded strength, edge allowable, fastened sheet strength, fastener, and rivet strength. To manually create an analysis property, right-click on the Analyses node on the property tree and select the type of analysis property to create. Name the property, select and define the required failure mode, and click Apply to save it to the database. Users can also create analysis properties from the ribbon. To do so, navigate to the Analysis tab, select Create Analysis Property, choose the type, name it, and configure failure modes before saving. HyperX offers an auto-create feature for analysis properties. This tool automatically configures failure modes based on Collier Aerospace interpretation of standard industry criteria, reducing setup time for quick trade studies. Once created, an analysis property must be assigned to a zone. Assignment ensures that all failure modes within the property apply to the selected zones during analysis. There are multiple ways to assign an analysis property. First, the right-click method. To do so, select the zones in the viewport, then right-click on the analysis property in the property tree and choose Assign a Visible Selection. The second option is to drag and drop to the viewport. To do so, simply drag the analysis property onto the selected zones. And the third option is to drag and drop to the structures tree. To do so, simply drag the property onto the desired structure, set, or zone in the structures tree. An analysis property can be deleted from the property tree. However, before deletion, it must be unassigned from all zones. To remove an analysis property, right-click its node and select Delete. Like design and load properties, analysis properties can be shared across projects, so modifying or deleting can affect these projects. And this concludes our overview of the analysis properties in HyperX. Thanks for joining us at the HyperX Academy.